Ride-sharing services like Uber allows its riders to split fares as well as see their driver and car prior to their pickup. Like they say, the grass is always greener on the other side. The snow is melting and it's getting a lot warmer outside, just in time for St. Patty's Day weekend. Political advertisements popped up everywhere, from phone calls to TV ads and even your favorite Pandora music station. The 4G wireless service that will soon be as speedy as trains will be placed in subways just like these. This will make it a lot easier for commuters to surf the web as well as upload selfies straight to the internet. Student loan scams such as the one behind me have skyrocketed over the years in historic proportions, leaving nearly 40 million Americans in debt.
NEWSBEAT's Ashley Smith is live in the newsroom with more. Ashley?
Thanks, guys. Smartphone dead spots will soon be a thing of the past for CTA customers. The CTA is planning to add wireless internet to their subway tunnels. While food trucks are making a big hit here in Chicago, many of them are still facing difficulties. Andres Lubitz reportedly suffered suicidal tendencies prior to becoming a pilot. In order to keep high-rise buildings like this safe, buildings must include enclosing stairwells and self-closing fire-rated doors. With the holiday season quickly approaching, shopping centers across the country will have killer deals, and some will even be open on Thanksgiving Day. And what is entertainment news without mentioning a member of the Kardashian clan? They're always all over the news, so why not mention them here? Chicago mayoral candidates face off at Columbia College Chicago, discussing topics including economic development and education. A 4G wireless service is coming to a subway near you, and it may be sooner than you think. Earlier this year, CTA announced its partnership with the 4 major wireless providers, including Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint. These phone companies will soon offer improved service to the blue and red line tunnels found underground at no cost to taxpayers. The 4G wireless service that will soon be as speedy as trains will be placed in subways just like these. This will make it a lot easier for commuters to surf the web as well as upload selfies straight to the internet. Some commuters are very happy about the new change being implemented by CTA.
I'm actually really happy about it because a lot of times I'll be on the phone with my mom, like trying to tell her where I'm going, and then I have to say like, okay, can you hold on a second? Like, I'm probably going to lose the call.
This $32.5 million deal will be phased in station by station, making Chicago the largest U.S. public transportation system with 4G coverage in all of its subways.
We're going to be the first subway system in America by this time next year to be complete 4G throughout the system.
Mayor Rahm Emanuel wishes to continue updating technology across the city's public transportation system. Installation is to be completed by the end of the year and expected to create 50 jobs. Riding bumper to bumper while honking horns, cab drivers make their way through downtown Chicago protesting against unfair ride-sharing services. The protests begin Tuesday morning on Randolph and Clark Street between the early hours of 6 and 10 a.m. A cab driver who wished to remain anonymous fears he may lose his job because of ride-sharing services such as Uber.
The protest is very, very good. It's a big problem, the Uber. Uber maybe is 30% and I lose a job.
Unlike taxis, ride-sharing services like Uber allows its riders to split fares as well as see their driver and car prior to their pickup. Uber tracks your location, searches for cars in your area, and immediately sends an Uber driver your way. Brandon Barba of the Hilton understands the anger from the cabbies, but still sides with passengers.
I can see the customer's view too. You know, they get into a cab and the cab won't let them use a credit card for like a couple of blocks. They get upset, you know. So that's why I take Uber, because of credit cards. That's basically the main reason.
Taxi drivers are now looking for a resolution as to how they can prevent Uber from stealing their fares. A 70-year-old man is dead after a high-rise fire broke out on the near West Side. The man was found on the 11th floor of the West Point Plaza building, where he was later transported in critical condition to Stroger Hospital and was later pronounced dead. The fire was contained to his one unit, and no one else was injured.
We continued with a systematic search of the 11th floor and all the associated floors up above. Continued a floor to or top to bottom search of each stairway, and gave final searches and found no additional victims at that time.
In order to keep high-rise buildings like this safe, buildings must include enclosing stairwells and self-closing fire-rated doors. Here are some fire safety tips for people who live or work in high-rise buildings. 1. Check out and get familiar with the building emergency evacuation plans, usually found posted on walls in the hallways. 2. Be able to recognize the fire and emergency alarms, which can be buzzers or flashing lights. 3. Report any blocked exits, damaged or broken fire safety systems, and follow up until the problem is fixed. There are other steps that people who live in high-rise buildings can take to prevent fires. For example, something as simple as owning an automatic shutoff iron.
I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten to turn off the iron or unplug it, and so I really depend on that feature.
The cause of the fire is still unknown. However, fire crews have returned to the high-rise building located on the city's west side to reassure the residents are now safe. A former University of Chicago student is on the loose after allegedly stabbing his roommate multiple times and severely injuring him. 2 travelers from Liberia are being monitored for Ebola in Chicago. A child passenger from the West African nation became ill on a flight to O'Hare and is being tested for Ebola. Federal prosecutors are now investigating the possibility of unethical spending at the College of DuPage. A source allegedly gave investigators numerous restaurant receipts that included huge bar tabs. The Village of Richton Park opened a new library for its residents, adding 10,000 square feet of space, and I was there to capture it all. If student loan scams have or is affecting you, feel free to call the state attorney's office. That number is 1-800-455-2546. That number is 1-800-455-2546. A new age limit is in effect for smokers in one Illinois community. North Suburban Evanston has passed an ordinance that says smokers must be 21 years old to purchase cigarettes. In an advertisement that criticized Mayor Rahm Emanuel for the issues of safety and the school closings. The ad claims that the people of Chicago feel forgotten. An Oklahoma City sheriff has issued a statement in regards to the April 2nd death of Eric Harris. Coming up next on NEWSBEAT, immigrants trying to enter Europe are getting increasingly desperate. How on earth did this happen? Why the parents of this 8-year-old boy stuffed their child inside this suitcase? And I'm Ashley Smith. Thanks for tuning into NEWSBEAT, and we'll see you guys next time. That was good though.